Come in here, guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, come one, come all. Come see Jojo the dog-faced boy. He neither eats nor sleeps, nor crawls nor creeps. He's 15 inches across the eyes and smells like a wolf. He's Jojo the dog-faced boy. What's up, dummy? Adriana! Hi, Adriana. ¿Cómo está? I'm guessing by your name you're Hispanic or Latina? ¿Cómo estás? Dummy. Yo, dummy, where you from? Adriana, where are you from? East Coast, myself. At least that's where I'm located. Adriana, are you there? Yo, dummy. Filipino. An American. ¿Cómo está? Can you speak Tagalog, Adriana? Saan ka nakatira sa Pinas, Adriana? So am I. Let's see. Ikaw man? Ikaw ko? Oh, good. Well, I'm learning konti lang. People like Girl in the Mirror that just commented, she's in Rizal province, Philippines, near Manila. Let me turn the music down, sorry. There we go. It's a little bit better. Sorry about that. Where are you, Adriana? In USA? Don't tell me. California. San Diego? Frank! What's up, Frank? Kind of random tonight. I just got on spur of the moment. I'm a prior paramedic and Navy corpsman, so I tend to tell stories from my past experiences. But whatever you want to talk about, Frank. Adriana, don't leave. You're in the right live stream. A lot of Filipinos visit this Filipino circles. That's how I got started in this live streaming. No way. Frank. Navy? Automatic drive. Talk to me, Frank. HM2. Yeah, that's where I got sworn in. 32nd Street, Naval Air Station, San Diego. I'm a San Diego boy, actually, living on the East Coast now. Don't ask. What did I leave San Diego for? Automatic drive. What's up, brother? Oh, you got a Mitsubishi there in your picture. That's a Sportback? I believe so. Is it automatic or stick? Or paddle? Paddle shift? Or both? Automatic paddle. Where'd you go? Adriana? No, don't leave. We had something in common. You're learning Tagalog, I'm learning Tagalog, and Bisaya. Aaron! Amen. That's right. You don't want to leave this earth without knowing Christ before you take your last breath. Hoorah, Aaron. You're on the right channel. Ghosty Man, NESU, downstairs from Navarre, right next to Taco Bell. No way. Serious? Wait a minute. You're saying Coasty. Coast Guard. East Coast? I'm just curious. I'm 35 miles from, uh, um, 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 yeah, South Jersey Coast Guard Station. I'll be dang, Frank. Well, you and I have something in common. The Navy. Here, a true story. 8 years in the Navy Reserves, never stepped aboard a ship. Not once. And then deployed with the Marine Corps 2004, 2005 over in Iraq. So it was all land, air and land. Where are you, Automatic? Tell me about your car, Automatic. I have a Mitsubishi history myself. I'll tell you about mine after you tell me about yours. So, what do you do for the Coast Guard, Frank? Philippines. Musta ka na? Saan ka nakatira sa Pinas? Jamie! You're back. What's up, bro? What kind of Mitsubishi is that? Is that the Sportback? Like 2000, what is it? 18 or something? Galing, galing. Automatic. Saan ka nakatira sa Pinas? What's up, Jamie? Cagayan de Oro, CDO. Tinood. Ayo, maayong hapon. Yeah, hapon. Diha guapo. Lalaki o babae? Lalaki. Mommy. Mommy. Musta? Hi, dear. Lalaki, yeah. Magaling, galing. Pila imo edad? Automatic? No, but I saw it. I clicked on it, Jamie, and I was I was listening to Musk's introduction. He was saying, "Sorry, I'm late," and then for some reason, I clicked past it. I was going to, but I did not. Is it worth it, or I thought it was going to be a, video chat, but it was a podcast. Oh, no way. You're in Mississippi. You lived in Pittman. Wow. Well, I lived in San Diego, and I used to ride my bike through Solana Beach and Leucadia and to Oceanside, and then turn around and ride all the way back to Claremont through La Jolla, Pacific Beach, and then up uh, Grand, and then Balboa, all the way up to uh, Claremont. Oh, good. I will, Jamie. I have it in my history, so cool. Oh, yours is a Mirage. Yeah, yeah. Ah, ako ay um, se, 60, 62, August 19th. Cinco, 60, 60, 60, yeah, 62 this August 19th. And I owned a 2004 uh, Lancer Sportback. Let me turn the music off here. And I turbocharged it. Automatic drive. Turbocharge. Yep, yep. And oh, by Scripps. You mean Scripps Hospital? Going up Torrey Pines? Yeah, that hill could be pretty treacherous, but that was brutal. Going down was the funnest. Going back up it was a slog. I can read. What do you mean I can read automatic? Oh, by the aquarium. Oh. You mean the Scripps Institute, the Scripps Pier, going down the hill. Oh, that was another fun hill. That's awesome. You start at UCSD and you go down Torrey Pines Road, Torrey Pines Hill. Not Torrey Pines Hill. What's that called? La Jolla Scenic Drive by the Scripps Aquarium. Yep, yep. I know very well. Yep. Yeah, but yeah, that's the route I would go, and then I would follow the signs, the scenic drive for the bikes. It'd go along the coast, and then I would eventually hop back up to um, what's the main road going through out of La Jolla? That's oh my gosh. Anyways, and then into um, uh, yeah, you know the route, the beach route, going to Pacific Beach, and then a left on Garnett or Grand, and then back up Balboa. Yes, what's up, small D, big world? Oh, inhalation aerosols. Kendrick or Drake? Who? What are you guys talking about with this guy? Whatever you want. Clonarigi, Clonarigi. Indy Daniel. Watch initial. In one of those wandering days, I was so thirsty that I drank water from the rice paddy because I had nothing to eat. First part that I ate my urine. You mean you drank your urine? If I butt chug a beer, what the heck? You mean like lay on my back with my legs in the air and then put a funnel in my bunghole and then pour a beer? Or is that just an expression to chug a beer? No, no, exactly. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The only number I don't see is yours. Oh, Jay! The glove doesn't fit. Hulk Hogan. Wow. No, I don't. Come on. Mustache, long blonde hair. Oh, it's exactly what I think you mean. I know, Jay, you'd be dead. Oh, wait, I gotta sit up here. I'm slouching. I must have quit if the glove don't fit. I really don't care, OJ. She's mulatto. Let's see. Whatever happened to there was a girl in here, American Filipina, and she left. Oh, where did you go? Who is it? Automatic Drive. Are you still there? Oh, automatic. That's what you meant. No, I have contacts, so I'm cheating. Yeah. Talk to me some more, Frank, about my hometown. Boy, I miss San Diego. Hey, check this out, Frank. Back when I was 16, I think, junior in high school, I got word about a ride that the American Youth Hostel, AYH, organization was putting on a ride from La Jolla, the glider port, to Long Beach. It was 103 miles, and it was all um, uh, supported by SAG wagons. They're vehicles with parts and aid, and they follow the group up to Long Beach. And I participated, my friend and I, and it took us forever. We got lost. Ended up taking like 9 hours to get there, where everybody else was finishing in 5 or 6. But anyways, we made it to Long Beach, and we stayed in a YMCA overnight, and they showed videos and fed us like kings and took care of us and maintenance our bikes if we needed it. And then they followed us home. The next day, we rode back to the glider port parking area in there. And then, yeah, that was my experience to Long Beach and back. Monkeypox, no, no. Inhalation. What are your plans for the election? Trump, of course. What do you think? What do you think? I voted for him the first time. There's no reason why he shouldn't have ran the second time or shouldn't have been elected the second time. I'm not sure what the heck happened. You grew up in East Anaheim. Um, East Anaheim. Okay. So how far from Disneyland? I rode the Tour de Sewer in Long Beach a couple times. No way. Whoa, dude. Sounds like we had something in common. You're younger than I am, but I'll be dang. Yeah, what a is there any Asian Trump supporters? Yeah, my wife, she's Filipina. Nice to meet you. Ikaw rin, ikaw pud, automatic. Don't forget the thumbsuck, thumbs up, everybody. Frank, the Korean, Presley. Oh, sorry, Presley, just saw you. Inhalation, all you guys. If anything, hit the thumbs up. Yeah. Subscribe too, of course, the bell icon. You know the drill. But if anything, do the thumbs up. Do I? Do you have monkeypox? You mean that's the new thing back here on the East Coast? Um, Anymore, I don't know. I don't know what the prices are like, but California has always kind of been historically pricey, but now they're out of control. Like it happened in 2000 when the stock market crashed. Well, not crashed, but yeah, it was crazy. No, Presley. Just yeah, that's a good comment. Back to normal schedule. No, I was just up late and decided didn't want to do the YouTube surfing, so I went live. Well, I graduated Madison High School in Claremont, 1980. Yeah, yeah, it was pretty cool. Playing football, telephone pole to telephone pole, in the afternoon before dinner. Mom calls at 5 o'clock, or we had to be in the house before 5 o'clock. Don't be late for dinner. And hitchhiking if we needed to. Took the bus, the 27 bus from Claremont down to Pacific Beach to go hang out and boogie board and buy cherry fritters at the surf shop in the morning. Oh, no, I'll be dang. In the 50s. How old are you, sir? You must be like in your 80s or 70s, 70, 80. Are you really 95? Come on. No, wait a minute. I had another two guys from India who claimed they were 100 or 97 and were doctors, and then another guy showed up and claimed to be his long lost friend, and so on and so forth. What's cat IV racing? Oh, you're talking about your cat fours. Ah, the catamaran. I believe that's what you're referring to. I had to figure that out. Well, I'll be dang. If that's what you're referring to, I did some sailing myself. Um, I was more a deckhand on my friend's boat, and he was teaching me on a 30-foot Californian shoal keel, and I loved it. It was God's next best thing to me. It was just I wished I could have continued and got lost in the ocean, as another um, way of life. He 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 grew up in North Korea in the 50s. There you go. Yeah, it's got to be the same individual or somebody thereabouts that came in and talked about being 97 from India. What do I think about Trump? Trump's not in office. What are you talking about? Oh, racing bikes, Category 4 USCF criteriums and time trials. Did you ever do did you race in the velodrome? I'm not familiar with the Christian Ramirez. Where are you from, Christian? Is that United States Cycling Federation? USCF? Why do you have to put and can afford it? What does that have to do with the price of tea in China? I'm from San Diego, born and raised. So what about it? And Jade is sharing some brilliant information. On Fiesta Island. Oh my gosh, you're talking my stomping grounds. That's where the over the line tournament, the old Mission Beach Athletic Club held the over the line tournament every year, or holds, present tense. Excuse me. I was speaking velodrome because in Balboa Park, are you familiar with that velodrome? They're in Morley Field. I used to play frisbee golf there at Morley Field and drive by the velodrome every time I went into the park. Didn't 7-Eleven build a velodrome now busted up by the Navy Hospital? Well, that's where it is. That's the one. Yep, right there by the Navy Hospital. I ended up, as I mentioned, becoming a Navy corpsman at a later age in 1999, and uh, yeah, worked at the hospital for. It was a 2 week stint I had to do every year. Jade, no, I didn't, but somebody else mentioned it and recommended that I highly recommend that I listen to it. I clicked on it and was going to listen to it, and then Elon was having a hard time getting going, and I kind of lost interest and I clicked past it. He was just saying sorry for being late, and then I got a my thumb got busy and clicked through it. So while you were stationed with the Coast Guard, talk to me. She was born at Navy Hospital. Do you guys have any? Uh, do you have any access to the base, to the Navy base, being in the Coast Guard? Mass immigration to Europe. I didn't know about it, Jade. Sorry. Powerhouse Action Sports Podcast and more. Howdy. What's up, Powercast? You're what are those in? Oh, those are weights in your profile picture. I had to zoom in on that. It's like, what the heck is that? No, I don't mean that you're not military. I don't know why I didn't associate the um, Navy, I mean, a Navy base or Coast Guard. Um, yeah, I guess my ignorance didn't associate Coast Guard with. They're not military. They're uh, United States. What is the criteria for Coast Guard? It's a yeah. Coast Guard isn't considered, one of the branches of the military. They've got a technical, I believe, title. But anyways, yeah, I never associated Coast Guard, nor did I ever see Coast Guard on a base. I saw all the other branches. That became a joint thing later when I was in like early 2000. Corpsman, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna Google it. Google it for me, Frank. Type in, is the United States Coast Guard a branch of the military? And tell me what the copy and paste what it says. Just call me Chief. Are you really? So E7, is that what you were, Frank? I had to think about that. Yeah, I came in under a program called APG program, Advanced Pay Grade, in 1999. I came in as a 37-year-old civilian paramedic and brought my paramedic license into the military. And they brought me in as a E4 um, petty officer. And then I tested and got E5, and that was the end of it. After Iraq, I decided to thank you very much, and I needed to get out before I got deployed to Afghanistan. So unfortunately, I didn't do my 20 years. Uh, Powerhouse, still there? Anybody else still here? Um, let's see, 2024, because he's promised to keep the price of beans down through a government spending committee overseen by Elon Musk. The beans. All right. Let's see. U.S. Department of Transportation in 96. Homeland Security. That's what I was trying to get at. But nonetheless, um, they do have base privileges. Well, that's cool. Well, unfortunately, as you know, unless you're retired in any of the branches, I have no privileges on any base anymore, even as a veteran. I have to get escorted by somebody like you if you're retired or anybody else that's active. Key lime, you are stolen valor. Oh my God. Well, at least you used little g God. That's acceptable. What do you want to know about the military, key lime? I can put you in your place real quick. Key lime. Are you in Florida, Key Lime, by any chance? It's Loon. Roblox. WTF. What's up? It's stay in. Don't forget the thumbs up. Hey, Key Lime, you also. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Um, E7, but Coast Guard has all the privileges of. Where are you from? It's Loon. You're like Tim Waltz. Who's Tim Waltz, Key Lime? Sorry, bro. Yeah, would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? No pain, no gain. You never had shots over your shoulder. Um, I've seen it, but yeah, I read your prior text, Key Lime. Ah, there he is, Tyson. English, por favor. Whoever moves first is gay. What's up, guys, girls? Let's see where you're all from. New Jersey, power action. Yourself? That's a good question. I like the way you phrase that. Many people don't ask like that. They always say, "Where are you from?" And it's like, "Well, I'm from San Diego, but I am in New Jersey." You seen it. I was in war. You were not. I was in war. What branch and what war were you in, Key Lime? Chris, what's going on, brother? Talk to me. What branch of the military? USA or other? Yeah, Marine Corps, 0311. What's going on, dude? I think. 0311. I don't know their MSs. Yep, United States Marine Corps. Hoorah. Have you been in here before, Chris? You're like the fifth veteran. We have a few of us in here, a handful of us now. Are you still in, Chris, or what's your status? Key lime, bro. You're starting to get a little irritating. Um, what year and What battalion? It's 3:28 a.m. And you, Wince? 2010. You were over in Afghanistan in 2010? I already have. You can look at my profile, Key Lime, and it'll tell you everything you want to know. I got irritated by an online username? No. Who said that? Point and shoot. No, unfortunately, Wince. Um, yeah, I was back on schedule here the last 2 days. I was on like a mini vacation and was waking up at normal times and going to bed at normal times. And now I got home and I'm up at 3:30 in the morning. 3-6. Raw. I was with 123 Marines out of Houston, Texas, 2004, 2005, um, as one of their corpsmen. Hoorah, Keelan. Well, at least you're back on track now. Are you with Trump? What does this hat say here? Does that say Biden or does that say Trump? Hoorah, Chris. You too. I just said, yeah, 2004, 2005. My EOS was 2007. I let my 8 years um, expire. Yeah, I was going to end up in Afghanistan, more than likely, with them. And yeah, Iraq scared me, so I said, no thanks, I got to go. So, um, yeah, it was the end. Stinson! My dad's from Detroit. Hoorah. Now that's OORAH, key lime. Come on, get it right. Presley, Cowboys, San Diego Chargers. Yeah. I always got to stick with my hometown no matter how they're doing. A lot of history. I used to have a signed football by Lance Allworth, or my dad did, and then I don't know what he did with it. No problem, Frank. No way, Chris. Are you really? What part of Cali are you in or from? I'm San Diego boy myself. Long Beach, right on. Well, Frank above you, Frank Affa, he's from uh, Anaheim, I believe. That's were you born in California, Frank? How old are you, Chris? Right on. We got a couple of California boys. Yeah, I'm. Well, hold on a second. Spell I cup. That's old. Gosh, that goes back to when I was growing up, True Hero. Are you revealing your age now by saying that? By asking that? Orange County. I'll be dang. Well, I was born in 62. What's that? Harbaugh is their new coach. Expect big things with the Chargers. Ooh, hoorah. Well, I always, my heart is in San Diego, so I can't help it. A lot of history, a lot of memories from the Chargers, and The Padres. What the heck is Chips and Science Act? Oh my gosh. Oh, and the Dodgers, of course. Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. What a history. And the Dodgers. And what about the Cincinnati Reds? Right? Yes, it is Free Hero. That's way old. Mother may I and then spell cup. Come on, get it right. Say mother may I and then spell cup. No, I don't know what the Chips and Science Act is. Sorry. Donald J. Plump. New Jersey. How about you, Motoro? That's right. Ain't that something? Um, well, I don't know my chit. No, I don't. I kind of stand as any. I don't get any more closer than I have to. How about that? Skibbity, skibbity, toilet brush. What's up? What's the largest organ in your body, Donald J. Plump? Yeah, what happened to him? I really don't care. Gruesome. That ignores gruesome. Okay, gruesome Newsome has destroyed that state. This channel isn't about uh, politics per se. I mean, I'll talk what I know, but other than that, um, talk medicine. What was your sorry, Frank? I'm getting sidetracked by some uh, other comments here. Let me scroll back here real quick. Oh my gosh, my right eye is getting crazy blurry. I got my contacts in and got something blurry floating in front of it. You said Orange County, boy. And what was your next question? No, I didn't see your question. Talk to me. Yeah, and if I would not have gotten my COVID shot, or I should say, if the COVID shot was available before I got sick, I definitely would have taken it without question to avoid what I went through. Absolutely. Yeah, just life events. Actually, my wife's family is back here. And when I got back from Iraq in 2005, my order said send Gary back to California, and my wife was here in Jersey. So I said, wait a minute, my wife's up in Jersey. They said, no problem. They changed my orders, got a flight to Philly, and that's how I ended up here. Ooh, rah. You've been watching? Uh, Donald J. Plump? You never answered my question. What's the largest organ in your body, Donald? Yeah, that was me too. I got COVID before the shot was available. But had it been available, are you kidding? No, don't answer it for them, Stinson. I'm asking Donald J. Plump. Oh, he answered, the skin. Oh, there you go. Well, at least you Google it correctly, Donald J. Chris Christie's cheeseburger. Okay, fair enough. No, they got a pretty good burger place here. It's actually better than uh what you call it burgers back in California. It's called Five Guys here on the East Coast. In and Out Burger on the West Coast. No, it's not common knowledge, Donald J. Plum. The most common answer when asked that is the liver. Oh, really? You're saying In and Out is still $4? That's a lie. In California? No. Yeah, Five Guys is, I gotta say, I mean, their fries, definitely top of the line. I thought it's quiz time. We can make it. We're just bouncing around. We can, we're just bouncing around subjects. So they're In and Out, double, both onions and chilies. I like um, what is it called again? The fried onions. What do they call that again? At In and Out, they got the term for that. Yeah, Five Guys fries are definitely good. Um, what's it called again? Animal style. Thank you. It shows how long it's been for me on the West Coast. Animal style. Absolutely. You know, they have a terminology in Five Guys as well. I think they use kind of like, smothered for onions, capped for mushrooms. That's like the, what you call it, Waffle House here on the East Coast. Jason Metoyer, Daniel Jimenez. What's up, brother? But I will take Freddy's. Wait. But with the crappy 20 an hour, I think In and Out will scale down and more even. What? 20 an hour? What is that? Minimum wage? Oh my gosh. What happened to the wages? No way. Five Guys is everywhere in Colorado? I thought that was a East Coast South thing. That yeah, I didn't know that about the Bible verses. You're not confusing that with um, the other place, the chicken place. Chicken, help me out. Oh my gosh, 20 an hour is fat. Good Lord. Ugh, gross. Oh, mustard on your waffles instead of ketchup. That's pretty gross. No, I didn't know about that, Frank. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Do you know what my hourly rate was in the Navy at war? My base rate as a E5 over in Iraq. What do you think it was? 2004, 2005. Chick-fil-A. Thank you, Presley. So you're saying In and Out has Bible verses? I never noticed, or did I notice that? Five Guys go in your mouth. That's pretty gross, Jason. Quantum particle physics has changed everything? I wouldn't say it did or does. No, not including hazardous duty pay or subsistence. That's, food. Just the base rate as a E5 in 2004. We had it on the wall over in the Al Anbar province, fob heat, and we were looking at it. Take a guess what my hourly rate was. 2005, 2004, 2005, as a sergeant, equivalent to a sergeant, E5. Regular minimum wage is 16 an hour. No, you got to guess what my base rate was, Donald J. No, Wince's guess is $15 an hour. Well, I don't know if it's minimum wage. We're not talking about minimum wage, skibidi. Just what my base rate was as a sergeant, equivalent to a sergeant, an E5, in 2004, over in Iraq, not including hazardous duty pay and subsistence, which is food. Well, I'll tell you, it was $11 an hour. $11 at war. Yep, that's skibidi. And I don't know what it was with the other hazardous duty, but it wasn't much. It was sent home to the wife. Just to put it in perspective, when I got back from Iraq, I actually applied online on a laptop in the middle of the dirt, um, in the uh, Al Anbar province at FOB Heat, HIT, for a paramedic position in New Jersey. And when I got home, I had the job waiting for me, and I made the highest hourly rate at that time for a paramedic. I did my highest hourly rate, which was $24 an hour, where the standard hourly rate for the rest of the nations was $15 an hour. Starting a starting paramedic in 2004 was $15 an hour. And now look at the wage, what the minimum wage is in California. Trump is brilliant. I wish I had the mind of Trump. The guy can change countries. He's brilliant. Instead of looking at him on a personal level and his baggage, look at him as a businessman and what he would do for your company if you were looking for somebody with his qualifications, his resume. Come on, guys. Please. So are you, Rabbit. He's a real estate mogul. And what do you think countries are? Countries are real estate, giant pieces of real estate. Yep. Yeah, and how many of them was he acquitted of? Send the rabbit. I have. So what does that make me? A thief? I filed bankruptcy. What's your point? So anyways, my dad went to San Diego High. He graduated in 1948. Went in the Navy. Seriously, true story, Frank, about your dad? Oh, thank you for coming in more. I need your help before I banned him. Oli, what's going on? Uh, yeah, if you want to have a intelligent, above my pay grade conversation, Donald J. Plump, Moore's in the house. He'll um, he'll keep your attention. Plump, you got somebody in the house that'll answer questions for you. Is that an electronics tech? I like big, hunky, hairy men. Well, you got the wrong guy. Sonic. Now, Moore is from Spain. Um, Donald, remember, not everybody's from America, but he might be able to follow you on some questions about the U.S. Yeah, you got to get out of your border way of thinking, Mr. Donald Plump. And remember, there's other parts of the world other than the USA. Zakanor. Now, why would you want to vote for Kamala? What ability does she have to change the world? Later, Skibidi, thanks for coming in. Yeah, no kidding, Jason. Let's talk about burgers. Well, let's see. What about burgers? Who's got a good burger? In and Out, Five Guys. All right, Frank. Actually, I got to be heading out myself and hit the rack. There you go. Nothing beats a homemade smash burger. All right, Frank. Later, brother. I ain't taking next watch. You are. Hey, I got a cool story next time for you, Frank, about a watch, our watch that I did with snipers over in Iraq. Hey, there's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. What right does anybody have of committing murder? Why should a woman have a right to murder? And why do I care? Why does he care? Oh my gosh. The same reason why you would care if I murdered you or anybody else. White Castle. Oh my gosh. Now we're talking. Man, I got childhood memories about White Castle. I mean, as simple as they are the bomb. No, we're not telling. See, that's a silly question. Why do you have the right to tell someone what to do? No, it's do not murder. Period. What right do you have to tell somebody they can murder? See, it's that's a silly question. Yeah, see, that's ignorant. That would be my question to you, Donald J. Plump. Is are you not educated on the basics of morality or period? No, freedom comes with boundaries. You only give up boundaries for bondage. The reason why the U.S. is free, is the land of the free, is because we have boundaries. They're called God-given rights. God is mentioned 4 direct times in our Constitution. God, creator, supreme being, and divine providence. You're missing the whole boat by saying what you're saying. You see, our freedom, our rights were God given. You see, freedom comes with boundaries. No, that's your little g God. You're right. Your little g God isn't my big G God. There's only one. There's only one way we got here, Donald J. You and me, both. There's only one way. You get that? Did you hear that? There's only one way. There's only one truth. There's only one life. God said himself, I am the way, the truth, and the life. He's either the biggest liar in history or that is the absolute truth. You see? The reason why you even have the ability to know anything is because somebody that knew everything gave you the ability to know. Otherwise, you could be wrong about anything you know, which would put a zipper on your lips and not and give you the and take the ability to even respond from you. Because the only way to answer that question, is there a possibility you could be wrong about anything you know? The only correct answer is no. But in order to say no, you would have to know everything. But us human beings, we have to answer yes, of course. There's a possibility we could be wrong about anything we know. And then my question to that is, are you sure about that? You see, the only way you can answer that question is yes. See, you may not be following me with this, but there's only one correct answer to that question. Is there a possibility you could be wrong about anything you know? The only correct answer is no. But you can't answer that way. There's only one person that can. That is the person that says, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. That is the truth. You see, you know what, Donald, you all of a sudden, you went from being an actual, I was actually impressed by your knowledge base or your questions that I wasn't able to answer. But now you have somebody like Moore asking you questions, and look at your answers. I can believe whatever I want in the First Amendment. You sound like a little child now. My God isn't your God. Listen to these little basic answers now. Instead of having some knowledge base in your answers, you're now sounding like a little child. And you'll get angry now too. Oh, Donald, the Constitution gives me the right to believe whatever I want. Uh, It's okay, Wince. We're not arguing. Now you're saying so I take it you're not from the United States, Donald? I know, I know. Right on, Chi. Cereal designation. What's up, cereal? Oh, best cheese for cheeseburgers is American cheese, but not Kraft. Boar's Head. Ooh, there you go. I like sharp cheddar, or Swiss, or um, yeah, I forgot the cheese. Anyways, back to stay focused there, Donald J. Back to the um, your question regarding abortion. Secular constitution? Oh no, it's God given. Secular with 4 direct references of God in the Constitution? No. Provolone, thank you. That was the cheese I was thinking of, and I couldn't think of it. seems, that's a good comment. It seems contradictory. That's right. Founding fathers wrote it. Four direct references of God: God, creator, divine providence, and supreme ruler. There you go. There you go. Love it. Yeah, what a mistake that amendment was, huh? Separation of church and state. What is that? Are you like a conclave of troglodytes or something? Can you only utter the word separation of church and state? Are you like a conclave of troglodytes or something? Hmm. It's like taking a verse out of the Bible more, and they use that as the basis for everything. Where when they put it in context, um, they're totally off. Capital S, capital B, Felix. Secular constitution, as opposed to what? What's the other? What are you separating? Secular from what? Thanks for coming, everyone. Though I appreciate it. I'm not leaving. I'm just thanking you guys for uh, giving me watch hours. Thank you. Thank you very much. Deistic and secular. I need to call I need to call out the catch here. Little by little here. They are indeed mutually exclusive because you cannot author a manuscript derived from a deity and then in turn call it secular. Or if you're feeling sassy, I like you're still on the cheese subject, Jason. Thank you. If you're feeling sassy, pepper jack. There you go. So, how does a deity written document look as opposed to a deity influencing a document written? What's it look like, Felix, as opposed to what you and I know as being written by mankind? I'm asking a. I'm curious. It's like they're saying nothing was written by God, but rather man. It's like, so what does a document look like that's written by God, as opposed to how man writes it? You're talking about a deity written. You know we're talking about the Bible and God, God. Come on, Felix, don't beat around the bush. The God mentioned in in the Constitution is the one that wrote the Bible. I'm talking about a document written by capital G God. What does it look like compared to one written by man? Please share with me. What do you know? It's not written by God, it's written by man. Oh, so what does one written by God look like? I do. I know exactly what a God given, God inspired document looks like. What do you mean deleting comments again? Yeah, I was asking more. You know, they're doing their best to claim that a document wasn't God inspired or written by God. And it's like, so tell me, what does one that was written by God look like? If they believe that it was written by man and him alone with no influence of God, right? That's what they're saying. It's not God. How do they know? What does one written by God look like? Come on. They're just beating around the bush, trying to avoid the fact that the Constitution has four direct references of God, which directly implies that it was influenced by God himself. Of course it was. Just like me being created by that very God and knowing who he is and why he came to this earth and why he defeated death and rose again 3 days later after his death, why his word influences the way I think, the way I act, in that order. Of course. So when I write something on paper, right? It's written by me, but my thought process is influenced by the Word of God. You get it? See how simple that was? Very simple. Get it? I just proved you wrong just now, Felix. What are you talking about? You see, you're playing with words. It's like just because it wasn't referencing God does not mean it was influenced by God. Sure, it was. It's got four direct references of it. So how could it not be? Huh? What? What do you think they just read? They just read something and they decided, oh, I'm going to insert this into a document as important as the Constitution of America. But it doesn't mean I was influenced by it, but I'll just use his name. Please, come on, grow up. Come on. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jack in the Box sourdough Jack. When you say drunk burger, you mean when you after you drink, you go, "What do you know about Jack in the Box, Jason? You must be a West Coaster." Well, that's silly. Why? You're not making an argument. Explain how referencing something means it was influenced by it. Sure, I can explain. I just explained it because I know what I know about the Word of God, right? And it's been part of my life for the last 17 years. The way I think, the way I speak, what I look at, what I listen to, the things I touch, and the places I go are now influenced by the Word of God, as opposed to secular things that go into my eyes, ears, nose, my mouth, my hands, and my walk. See how simple? Why would you ask a silly question like that? I am influenced by the Word of God now because I know it. Does that answer your question? Exactly. It's a bad faith actor, Felix. I just gave him two examples of how somebody can be influenced by something and he still doesn't want to accept it. And now I can't use the word I. Well, okay. You're saying you just used the word I in your comment. So why do you get to use the word I and I can't? In order for something to be referenced, a person, i.e., if he's speaking, would refer to that person as I, right? Would be influenced by something after I read, after I tasted, after I heard, after I touched, after I walked and went to a certain place. Well, actually, walk wouldn't be part of it. Those senses, your senses, that person would be influenced by what they read. Their decision making to what they look at, what they hear, what they feel, and what they taste based on how they're influenced. A prophet. No, I can't tell the future. Or yeah, Zekanor. Street nachos? Now I don't like that. You're right, Jason. I don't like that liquid cheese stuff. I don't like that cheese they pour on nachos. I'd rather have like cheddar melted over, nachos. or that pressurized cheese in a can. I can't do it. Your answer makes absolutely no sense. Why are you talking about walking and tasting? I did. That's how, see, you seem to be not grasping some simple examples. I am influenced, okay? What, for instance, what I would say, I'm influenced by what I touch, what I hear, what I see, what I taste, influences what I'm going to write or what I'm going to say. You see? So the same as the founders of the Constitution and the writers of the Constitution, they were influenced by what they read, what they know, i.e., the Word of God. Therefore, they used God, Creator, Supreme Being, and Divine Providence in describing, in writing the Constitution. You know, you said that you say it a lot better than I do more. I said that earlier. I was saying, you seem to, I'll use your words because you say it so much better. Um, Before, uh, he was sounding intellectual, but now when asked questions about something he or she, whoever it is, doesn't know much about, they got very childish in their responses or very elementary. Wince, you think you're the only one influenced by God? You talking to me, Wince, or we're referring to? I keep forgetting the name. Felix. Wince, if you think you're influenced by God, you'd have humility. What does that mean? I mean, I know what it means, but I mean, what are you referring to? Your personal experiences do not have to influence your writing. They purposely and intentionally gave no respect to any religion, yet they reference to God, but that's not relevant to the Felix. It's like la 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 la. Oh well, Felix. Sounds good, but a little confusing there. This one. I thought I put it fairly basic, and I guess it wasn't. Remember, we're talking about the Constitution in how the Constitution was influenced by the Word of God, i.e., it's a uh, written from a creation a worldview, as opposed to a evolutionary worldview or a non-creation worldview. Absolutely, influenced by God in a huge way. The United States was created, was influenced by the Word of God in a huge way. That's right. Yeah. You got here by the influence of God Himself. Hoorah, open eyes. I hope so. No, let me correct you a little bit. Back up to the beginning of your comment is when you refer to God in that context, in this context, Felix, please use a capital G. Okay, because when you use a small case G, you're referring to any other God other than the true God. Okay? Big difference. Big difference. And just because you find slavery in the past and or the Bible, doesn't necessarily mean that God condoned it. Okay, as a matter of fact, when you read it in the context it's written in, you'll see that it's used in the exact opposite. Amen, Moore. I mentioned that earlier, and I don't think they really grasped it though. But that's exactly why. Um, yeah, I'm trying to just engage in conversation more than some of as you probably saw, some of them I just don't need them to be constantly commenting with hurtful replies, and so I just get rid of them. Jason, I love your inserts though about burgers. That's perfect. It's like, how do I know which God is the true God? There's only one God, so there's not using it as plural doesn't make sense. Now, if you say, how do you know which God is the true God? It's the capital G God is the true God, I guess would be the correct answer. The capital G God. There's many small case G gods. There's only one true God. No. The mention of slavery, as a matter of fact, when you look at the translation of the word slave in the Bible, doesn't necessarily mean slave as we know it. So do your dissecting and defining first, and then get back to me. Yeah. Today's definition doesn't necessarily. It's like the word pervert. The first when I say that, what comes to your mind? And if you look at the definition of pervert, to pervert something, doesn't doesn't really fit the way we use the context in which we use it today. It does, but it's like, wow, how did they pervert the word pervert so much to use it the way we use it today? You can pervert anything. You can use it out of the intent it was originally designed for, is what pervert means, to pervert something. So put that in context with a person that is called a pervert, a noun. Yeah, you look and say, oh, okay, yeah, I could see that. He's using sex in a way in which it wasn't intended to be used. So they call him a pervert. But yet, if I used a utensil like a spatula to eat food up to my mouth, you could call me a pervert because I'm using a spatula to put food in my mouth. I'm perverting the use of that spatula. So does that mean I'm a pervert? Yes. You see? How ridiculous. But now we use the word pervert in a, in a hurtful, you're definitely putting a title on somebody that is going to get people's attention. But yet I'm just using a spatula to eat food with because I'm perverting the use of the spatula. But in reality, I'm a pervert because I just used that utensil and it's in the wrong way. Yeah, slavery is just you're a worker for your master. You were employed. Yeah. Anyways, just yeah, they don't it I guess more what we got to understand is, I didn't know these things about, slavery in the Bible and a lot of original, you know, intents that words were used until you start understanding first and foremost who God is. And then you start doing your studies and start dissecting and defining the Bible and God's word. And then things start making more sense. It's actually eye opening. That's right. Spatulas are good for flipping smash burgers. Right on, Jason. That's right. Hey, that's a good fecal flinger. What the heck? Where'd you come up with? That is good though. That's a good point. So people who call other people perverts are actually the real pervert for perverting the word pervert. Exactly. Hoorah! When I looked up that word, the original good old the 1828 dictionary, Noah Webster. Look it up. It's online. It's free. Look up 1828 Noah Webster, and then in the search bar, type in pervert. Look at the definition. And yeah, I was just shaking my head, going, "Wait a minute! What in the world? How in the world did we start calling? I mean, start giving people the title pervert?" And then I had to think about it. Well, okay, I kind of see how that fits, but look at the connotation it has now when you say the word compared to what it originally meant. Man, what have we, well, I already know. What have we come to? A bunch of perverts. That's what we've become. But doesn't that make sense? You can pervert anything. You pervert. It's the truth. That's right. Oh, I like that more. We engage in apologetics. Do you not defend the merits of science? Exactly. Hey, OG. I was just watching, I was actually editing some of the parts of my live streams where my battery goes dead or I have a bunch of downtime and there's a bunch of blank, no sound. And I was listening to myself talk to you in my previous live streams and I thought about you. I was actually listening. It's like, where are you from again? And then I heard myself ask you that question again. It's like, oh, South Carolina. South Carolina, right? Not North Carolina. So through me listening to my previous live stream, I remembered where you're from. Automatic drive. No, I'm not. I only did 8 years in the Navy. So no retirement, no pension. I'm white, so your purr has no vert. Dogmatic has no mechanism for change in the face country evidence or near knowledge. No, that's not true. Listen, you have creation worldview scientists that have the same PhDs and the same doctorates and the same degrees that secular scientists have, but their worldview, the glasses in which they see evidence through, are different. You see there? The evidence is the same, but the glasses that they're wearing are different than the glasses that the secular scientists are wearing. So they're interpreting the evidence from a different view, a different glasses than a secular scientist. So their findings, well, I got to say this, their findings make much more sense. It's convincingly overwhelming sense that they come up with looking at the same evidence that the secular scientists are looking at. And I encourage you, as the book says, before dismissing God, the capital G God, i.e., the creation worldview, before dismissing that and saying that science is backed by peer review, and I'm rereading it here. Your religion is dogmatic and has no mechanisms for change in the face of contrary evidence or new knowledge. Before saying that, before dismissing the creation worldview, it would behoove you to accept in the beginning God created, in the beginning God created, accept those 5 words, and then do your scientific research using the same evidence before dismissing the creation worldview. That's as simple as I can put it. Because if you do, or after you do accept those words, in the beginning God created, then you're going to find out that your evidence is going to produce overwhelming, convincing findings that are going to rock your world and blow your mind. Okay? Show me the evidence, I guess, would be my comment to your Huddy's. How do I feel about those numbers? Show me the evidence. That's right. Evidence is evidence. That's it. Definitely doesn't change. From antiquity. What do you mean, people from antiquity? What are you saying? People from antiquity are less knowledgeable than, because the word implies, right? It's antiquated, are less knowledgeable than we are today? I think you got that one backwards. What's that? If I ever have to get a glass eye, I'm going to get one that's a snow globe. uh, Chris, Vic, the only true God, Vic. A little G God, there's many. There's only one capital G God. So I like this comment. That's Perfect. If I ever get a glass eye, I'm going to get one with snow globe. Chris, my grandparents came to the country from Sicily. We were learned proper Italian. We watched the language get perverted by others. There you go, including future Italian Americans. Yeah, so here, get this, Chris. I think you were listening. Um, so because those people that perverted the Italian language, we can call them perverts, right? And look at the heads that would turn if we were to say that about those people that did that to the Italian language today, if we called them perverts for doing that to that language. See what I mean? It's like, man, what happened? People don't know what the word means. They just associate it with what we, how we use it, or I should say we, how the majority of people use it today. Let me see what I got a I got a book that talks about how to put that. Oh, they don't, Vic. 2 million-year-old bones don't lie. How, pray tell, does soft tissue and blood cells last in a bone that's 2 million years old? Please. How about the dating system in which they used to date those bones? Don't lie. Oh, you know what? I got a perfect comment about that. My son said the same thing. I don't care what it says in the beginning, blah blah blah. I can write that a magic teapot did it. It's irrelevant. What an ancient book says, it's not scientific. Said the earth was round in the beginning. People didn't believe it. They said it was flat. Yet it uses direct reference to the earth being round in the Bible. Yeah. Imagine that. Calling yourself a night owl is dumb. They're all nocturnal. That's like a driveway and a parkway. We park in a driveway and we drive on a parkway, right, OG? Why in the world did they call a driveway? Or why do we park in a driveway? And why do we drive on a parkway? Oh, I was looking up something um, about science. Um, because I can never put it as well as somebody else. Yes, you do, Felix. You worship you worship something, you just don't know it. I am a master lock. um, of course, I'm not going to find it when I need it. Anyways, it's okay. Big G guy gave us drive through. What is that? Big G? Big G guy gave us drive through. I don't follow that, Jason. What do you mean? So what's up, OG? How's everything? Capital G guy. Oh, you're talking about God? Gave us drive through. Oh, the big G guy. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, you got to capitalize it when you say capital G guy. Then I would follow you. Then I'm a toddler throwing a tantrum. Right on, more. Just treading water. Well, I had a pretty cool weekend. We went to New York, and my son had not seen the Statue of Liberty in person, so we did that and paid the big bucks to go out on the ferry and in the Hudson and took the Statue of Liberty Island and what you call it Island, where the hospital is, and then went to American, what's that called? Great America or something, America Mall, whatever the name of that is, some giant mall in a stadium. And the rest of the family showed up, and we let the kids run all through it and went and saw some shows and walk forever, which actually wasn't bad. And then we ate, of course, and then stayed in a hotel 2 nights and then came home yesterday. It was pretty, it actually was a nice outing. Ellis Island. Thank you, Chris. And we paid for the tour and the guide that walked us through the Ellis Island Hospital and told some history about it that I didn't know. I.e., speaking of Coast Guard, it became a Coast Guard um, base, and uh, turned the hospital into a military hospital, and uh, basically the amenities that it provided for those coming to the country eventually was turned over to the Coast Guard and the Navy, which I didn't know. So they used facilities for military, kind of as a military base, um, and then eventually became a museum and so on. Ignoratio elenchi, Felix. I don't know how else to break this to you. Mall of America. Thank you, Chris. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, it's in New Jersey, isn't it? New Jersey? Yeah, it's New Jersey, not New York. Or I don't know if New York City has one, but no, it's on the New Jersey side. Yeah, why do we put a round pizza in a square box and eat it in triangles? Oh my gosh, never thought about that one. That's a pretty gross um, name there, FF. But oh, you are? Well, I'm 45 minutes from you, Chris. Did you already? I'm sorry, Chris. You already came into the channel, my live stream before? Did we already have this conversation? I'm down in Atlantic County. It also has ice. The Democrats don't like Mall of America. It also has ice. That's right. I saw that. I saw people taking out their skis and their snowboard, and I thought, what in the world? And they got a trolley there. I mean, a gondola. And I'm like, what in the world's going on here? Is there snow back there? And then sure enough, I saw pictures. Oh my gosh, they got man-made snow here. You utter so putridly defying of all poise and grammatical sentence structure that you have failed to convince me that you are not just a baboon typing on a keyboard. uh, that was my first time at the mall. Oh, and then we went to K, the Korean market. Uh, my wife, being from the Philippines, and her family, they wanted to go there, and we brought home some stuff. We got it in the refrigerator from there. Yeah, maybe I spoke to you already, Chris. Sorry if I forgot the conversation. OG says, "Hey, I am more." Hey, my mother-in-law's Korean. Oh, well, my wife and family's from the Philippines. Well, that one in North Jersey, yeah, by the military base, that market, that I've been to that one also. They got all the inside uh, food court with all the Korean eateries. Is that the one you're talking about, Chris? Oh, okay. Well, it's funny how others remind me of what you just said. I think there's another person in the Philly area. He was talking to me about his growing up. Chris, you're not ex-military, are you? I think the other guy I was talking to, maybe not. Anyway, I confuse a lot of people. Gosh, almost 5 o'clock in the morning. Unbelievable. What did I do? Oh, now we're back to you failed to explain how. No, I think I did pretty well there, Felix. I'm going to end that discussion. I want to backpack in Italy so I can boot camp. So you can what? I want to backpack in Italy. HIPAA? What about HIPAA? Brett, how did HIPAA come into this discussion? That's okay, more. And worshiping science. Yeah, you mean dissect and define the word worship, Felix, and then get back to me as to what you worship. You have to worship something to believe in what you believe. You see there? It's the same definition holds true for what I believe and what you believe. You worship something and I worship something. Chris, you're still here. I didn't know you were still listening. Although you were briefly in the military, medical discharge for flight school. What happened in flight school, if I may ask? Dookie booty. Huey Freeman. I like your fro, bro. If that is really representative of you. Oh, Warship. A big board game. Battleship. I love Battleship. I still do. I'd love to play it right now. Is this a burger channel? I don't worship something. I don't believe in magic. I believe in magic. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Do you believe in magic? Uh-oh. My battery just went dead. Hold on. I got to change out the battery. Um some of you in here know the drill here that I go through when I change out my battery. Give me a second here. I'm walking over to the charger. It's perfect though. This thing lasts 2 hours, and yeah, I get 2 hours out of a battery, and then I have to switch it out. Although the headset stays powered up, I have to change out um, the digital single lens reflex camera. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Poof. Oh, I'm out of focus. Give me a second here. I gotta do the manual focus here on. Oh wait. Let me just do it this way. Let me sit here. I'll get a good enough. Wait. There we go. Okay, that'll be good enough. Yeah, that'll work. How something is worshipped by someone. How does it work? Curious. Well, just here, go to 1828 dictionary on the internet. Just Google it real quick. 1828, and find the free version of the Noah Webster dictionary, and then type in the word worship, and you will have your definition. Now, be nice. Try to educate him more. Educate him on the word worship. To worship something. You have a belief in something, right? Um, Felix, right? Whataburger is kind of overrated. I don't know Whataburger. Where's that? Never heard of that. I don't think. Um, here, let me. attacking me again. More mouth breathers. Hold on. I'm going to stop my camera. I'm just going to put the profile picture up so I can surf this other tab. I'm not on a laptop, guys, if you didn't know. I'm on an Xbox, so I can't just uh, drag and drop and minimize and all the rest like a laptop can. Oh, it's a Texas joint. You know what I really love? Speaking of, well, kind of off the subject of burgers, but on the same subject of, meat in between two pieces of bun, is the Southern pulled pork sandwich with a load of coleslaw on that shredded pork. OMG. I had never had one of those before I went down to Louisiana for the first time. I had a pulled pork sandwich with a mound of coleslaw on it, and it is, to this day, if I can find one, I'll do it. It is mouth-watering, just dripping down the chin, the bomb. Coleslaw on pulled pork between two buns. Unbelievable. Dude, Jason. I don't know. LDK, is that IDK or LDK? Hoorah. Um, but isn't that sound so good? I know people that aren't real big coleslaw fans, but if you take coleslaw, a good coleslaw, and put it on top of shredded pork, pulled pork, and two buns, oh, the bomb. I don't know. Okay, so IDK. Gotcha, gotcha. Jizzing giant. Okay, yeah. Let me just put my profile picture up for a second, and let me just cruise over here. And if I go black, don't leave. Just stay here for a second. I'll be right back. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm going to try to copy and paste here. Probably going to. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I stand corrected, Felix. Worshipping isn't the word I was thinking of. So scratch that statement that you worship something. Oh, the profile picture, that was my Iraq, coming home from Iraq. Uh, that cover, it wasn't my choice. My friend changed it for me when I didn't know, and I have to wait 24 hours to change it back. Okay, no, don't worry, I won't ban you. Excuse me. This is a burger channel or a sandwich. I'm getting meat between two bread thing. Uh, okay, I'll call you Giant. Yeah, it was a good burger talk, actually. Um, gosh, I am sorry. That cover is this cover. That's where that profile picture. I think I'm wearing that in that profile picture, right? Right? Yeah, that cover. Can you see it? It's kind of the background is taking it away. Wait. I'm trying to keep it from. It's there. We go. You're the good giant. Don't worry. Called Devil's Dill. No. What the heck? Where's Devil's Dill? It's a really good sandwich store. Where's that? Is that Devil's Dill is served in prison cells, right? What? Dilly's Deli, though. Um, Devil's Dill. Now, OG says Devil's Dill is served in prison cells, right? Okay, what do you know about Devil's Dill? I don't like Marvel, Felix. More of a DC guy. Oh, you're in Oregon. We're in Oregon. I lived in Washington County and worked as a paramedic there. Tualatin, Hillsboro. Um, lived in what you call it out west, kind of a rural area out there. What's it called? Um, um, yeah, you're in Portland. Oh, well, here, true story. You'll be able to relate here, Giant. I found work up in Washington County, and as a paramedic, I work for Metro West Ambulance. Um, you quit playing with your organ, you'll go blind. So I headed up there before my family uh, got up there. I had to start work, and when I went up there to check into my residence that I was renting, real cool house, by the way. I wish they would have sold it. I would have considered buying it. It was like a ski chalet that I found up there. And what's the name of that place west of Hillsboro? Starts with an R. Um, anyways, I'll think of it. So when I was after I checked into the house and put my sleeping bag and my Insulite pad on the floor because I had no furniture with me, I drove up in my truck. I was living out of my truck um, until I got to the house, and then I was sleeping on the carpet inside the house. I went into Portland um, and was just kind of area familiarization, using my Google Maps to get around. And I ended up there's an old you'll know what it is. There's an old theater. Is it called the Fox Theater or something theater in downtown Portland? And Blue Oyster Cult was playing at the theater. And being a 70s, 80s guy myself, I was and a drummer. Um, I was all about hearing Godzilla live. Yeah, the Fox Cinema. Thank you. See, I was right. And Blue Oyster Cult was playing there, So I thought, oh my gosh, Blue Oyster Cult. I grew up with BOC. So I stopped and it said tickets at the door, $10. And I thought, no way. I'm going to see Blue Oyster Cult for $10. So I pulled over in a parking lot and I walked to the theater and there was a line wrapped around the building. And I got in line to see Blue Oyster Cult for $10. And it was the greatest introduction to Portland. I learned what the expression street urchins were. And for those of you that don't know, I'll tell you later, but I'm sure Giant is familiar with street urchins. And the line, people were doing all kinds of entertainment. They had guys juggling, they had guys on unicycles, they had guys selling microbrews, and I learned about microbrews, how big that was. Um, and I tasted like peach and berry beer for the first time. And it was just a killer introduction to Portland. Just in that short little, you know, standing in line for Blue Oyster Cult. And then eventually I got inside and the concert started and it was killer. I got to see him play Godzilla and Don't Fear the Reaper and all of the above. And so that was my intro to Portland. Microbrews are made by little people. So I ended up living, oh, excuse me. I'm still struggling with the name of the town that I lived in. It was called, um, I'm going down the alphabet now. Rarereiou. No, it was RI. What was the name of that town? Oh, Forest Grove was one of the small rural towns, but the one before Forest Grove, um, do microbrews imply the existence of macrobrewers? COVID downtown Portland has all kind of fallen to bits because of COVID. Oh, really? You mean worse than? Actually, if I remember correctly, Portland wasn't like the typical old rundown town city like a lot of capital towns turn into, like Sacramento of California, and um, they still kind of had the historic vibe about them. And Portland was really cool about that. They renovated a lot of Portland, instead of letting it run down, they actually kept it up. And you could go downtown Portland and still experience that old cobblestone. They even had cobblestones downtown Portland still, right? And it wasn't when I say falling to bits, but I mean like homelessness and drugs and stuff. Ah, that is sad. That sounds like Philadelphia. Well, Philadelphia still has its historic parts of it, that you go and visit, but it has some pretty, yeah, dangerous parts of it. Um, there was a guy in here. Uh, are you still there from Philadelphia? He may have left. Yeah, especially for a con. I'm reading your prior comment about $10 is crazy cheap for a show. Yeah, for a concert, I was like, I'm in. $10. Mm. Oh, Rally's Burgers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, good old Rally's. Yeah, Rally's has been around forever. Are you familiar with um, the expression? street urchins. They're like the homeless kids that hang around the corners, the streets, and they got the nose rings and the everything pierced and the blue hair and they're really not doing bad. They're actually doing quite well on their donations they receive. Felix may not have a syndrome, but he's a downer for sure. Oh, gee, what are there? 1,000 comedians out of a job, and then there's OG. I go to a lot of Timbers games, and there are street urchins everywhere. Okay, so you're familiar with street urchins. That's where I learned the term. Yeah, I lived in that area, Washington County, for 97, 96 through 98. And then my life kind of fell apart, and I ended up chasing a girl down to New Orleans, Louisiana, and I drove from Washington County all the way down to New Orleans looking for a job again, a paramedic job, and eventually I found one, and I lived in New Orleans area and the surrounding suburbs for, or as they say, what do they call them down in New Orleans? They call them, um, uh, oh, I just said it in my mind and I lost it. Um, what do they call them? What are the townships called in New Orleans? They got a French name for um, somebody's going to say it. I can't think of it. I worked in, oh, parishes. Thank you. I worked in St. Bernard Parish in outside of New Orleans. Yeah, they call them parish. Thank you, Thomas. I got it before you. Actually, you probably typed it. It takes 15 seconds or so to get to me. You weren't wrong. You're too young. TOO. I'm going to correct you. No Facebook grammar giant. Paratrooper was trained to take them. Well, they do have pararescue. OG. That was something I um, got my attention when I heard about pararescue. I almost did. I tell you the story about my. I did on a previous live stream. I don't know if you guys heard it or not, but God, that light is a little bright. Let me tone that down a bit. I've got a. There we go. That's better. Um, yeah, I had an incredible sequence of events that uh, hooked me up to become a rescue swimmer for HCS-5 in the Navy helicopter squadron, and I didn't even I didn't even sign up for it. But this chief, Filipino lady, how ironic! I ended up marrying a Filipina, but not her. I didn't marry the chief, but she was from the Philippines, and she was a chief when I just joined my very first. They call it muster. And those of you that know, um, in the military, but it was roll call. My first roll call, my first muster in the Navy. The chief that I met, she didn't know me, I didn't know her, but she wanted to get to know me. So she called me into her office to get to know me, and we had a kind of an informal talk. And you're paranuts, OG. Give me 1 second. I'll get back to your questions here. Um, but so I told her who I was and what I did on the outside. I was in the reserve, Navy Reserve, so I was also a full-time paramedic in the civilian world. So after I introduced myself, told her who I was and what I did and what my interests were, she's like, you know, hold on 1 second. She looks at me and she gets on the phone. Next thing you know, she's talking to somebody, And I'm overhearing what she's saying, and she's saying, "Hey, yeah, I got an HM at the time. I was a third class HM3 MacKay in front of me, and he's a civilian paramedic, and she's sharing what I just got done telling her to somebody on the phone, and I'm thinking, who's she talking to? And then eventually, after about a 5-minute conversation, she gets out her pen and she's writing notes, and she's like, yeah, what was that? October 12th, 2 p.m. Yeah, I got that. All right, guys, thanks so much. All right. And then she hangs up the phone and she looks at me and she's like, hey, I just got done talking to uh, HCS 5 up in Port Hueneme, which is the base just north of where I was drilling, which was Oxnard, which is in Oxnard, California. And that's Point Magoo, Point Magoo and Port Hueneme. Well, I'm at Point Magoo, and she's talking to Port Hueneme, and the helicopter squadron is based up there. And I'm thinking, what in the world is she talking to Helicopter Squadron 5 for? She says, yeah, just got done talking to them, and they're short a corpsman or a rescue swimmer for their squadron. And I heard about that. And then after talking to you, I think you would be a good fit. And I'm like, whoa, 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 wait a minute, time out. What did you just sign me up for? And she says, yeah, they're short a rescue swimmer. And based on your qualifications and your interests and so on, I think you'd be a perfect fit for those guys. What do you think? And I thought, whoa, wait a minute. I I just joined the Navy. I'm 37 years old. Yes, I'm 37 years old when I joined the Navy. And, I barely know how to wear my uniform, let alone who to salute, trying to distinguish an officer from an enlisted person. And now she's signing me up to be a rescue swimmer with a helicopter squadron that flies out of a Black Hawk helicopter. I thought, holy moly. For an owl, you're really a hoot. Channel is from burgers to it's emergency medicine, Jason. By the way, that's my eldest son's name. So, um, and within 2 weeks, I had to report for an interview up at Port Hueneme with HCS 5, and apparently their their rescue swimmer had an unfortunate accident, not military related, and he was killed in a motor vehicle accident. And they were short a rescue swimmer. So they were interviewing for rescue swimmers. And then this chief down in San Diego calls them and pretty much in what's the word? Um, submits my resume to them over the phone and schedules me for an interview. Well, I went up and I interviewed, and they said, "Hey, if you're, you know, the position's yours if you want it. We're, based on the interview, you passed the interview, you look like a good candidate, and your next stop will be Pensacola, Florida for swim school. Like as soon as you pass the medical exam, if you can, if we can get that medical chit, that's CHIT, by the way, guys. If you can get that signed off, we'll send you to Pensacola for swim school." And I thought, holy moly, my heart's like in my throat. I'm getting nervous thinking, well, this sounds cool and it probably is. And I'm nervous as heck. Uh, yeah, let's do it. So they pretty much uh, made the phone call back and said, yeah, we'll take him, get his medical signed off, and we'll send him to the next step. We'll send him to Pensacola. So I started the physical exam process, and I had a dental a cap that had came off, and I needed that. They noticed that in the exam, and I needed that taken care of before I go to swim school. And I, as a reservist, they don't provide full medical benefits. If you're active duty, it would have been a no-brainer. But because I was a reservist, I only had minimal dental coverage through the military, but I had full coverage in the civilian world. Well, I was in between jobs when I arrived at San Diego, and I was still looking for a paramedic job. And I didn't have any medical coverage. It just bad timing. And I wasn't able to get that cap taken care of in time. And they needed a corpsman like right now. And unfortunately, I had to bow out of that opportunity because of a dental, um, require a dental problem that I had to have taken care of. So unfortunately, they had to move on to somebody else. But darn it, I didn't. I didn't end up going down that road, and instead, I ended up on the ground providing medical support for the 123 Marines out of Houston, Texas, and that's when I got the phone call in 2004, and ended up over in Iraq with them. So I'm going to scroll back and read some of these. Heart attack grill, emergency medicine burgers. I don't eat burgers. I don't want my lady catching me staring at buns. Okay, Felix, go troll somewhere else, brosive. Wait, um, Felix, please go watch Inspiring Philosophy. It's a great channel that explains the majority of your concerns in a far more succinct manner than I can when I'm bottled deep, when I'm a bottled deep. Ah, okay. Um, it's an ambulance. I'm getting EMT vibes. I hopped in at a weird time. Been a great time, Jason. Um, no, not a burger channel. Yeah, that's a paramedic truck. Yeah, see the emergency. Where am I? Oh, wrong way. The blue. There, my fingers getting absorbed by my background. Um, gotcha. I thought you'd struggle with that one since it's not logical to be Christian. Anyone would struggle with that. I may really want to take the bait. Mm. I'm glad you came in more. Oh, you haven't. I don't think. Well, I won't say anything um, unless more does. But uh, you haven't revealed what you are in the business world more to Felix. Not that it matters, but Rub the bottle. Shaq will appear. I don't know. Maybe I saw it in a commercial. What is it? He'll say, "But Lord, I've done so many good works. I've done this. I've done that. I've studied science. I understand evolution. I went to the greatest schools. I became educated above and beyond above uh, the average person." And the Lord will say, "Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. I never knew you." Kabatoy, Orig, ¿cómo está? Kabatoy, I'm assuming you're Filipina. Kaboytoy. Wait. Kaboytoy. I just read that wrong, I think. Kaboytoy. Uh, wait. Kaboytoy. N, what's up? I'm worried. What are you worried about, N? I interpreted Kabotoy as a Filipino um, name. Am I correct? Richard and Pollock's aside, we can all agree that a sandwich is an amazing thing. We all have some version of bread, and filling that unite us all. Burgers, burritos, wontons, and lumpia. But you know what, Jason? Let me fill you in on or educate you on something that is kind of um, unbeknownst to us Westerners. And I married into the the southeastern culture when I was really young, 22, and I've been living in that culture for the last 40 years. And what the world we were brought up in here in America and other countries, as well as yeah, in other countries, Spain and the other countries that have sandwiches, Germany, I guess Europe, sandwiches are big. But you know what? In the southeastern Asian culture, except for there are exceptions, but rice is life in Southeast Asia, and it's it's a way of eating that I as a Scottish heritage, English heritage backgrounded American knew knew nothing about. And when if you were to say religion and politics aside, we can all agree that a sandwich is an amazing thing. To my wife, she would turn her head and go, "Huh?" It's like it would be foreign language to her to understand that. To me, it makes all the sense in the world to read. And I would agree that a sandwich is an amazing thing. But to a Filipino or a Thai or a Cambodian or Laos, they sandwich is like they don't really understand the concept of putting meat and lettuce, tomato, and contents, period, in between two pieces of bread. Now, if you were to take that and put it in a bowl and then put a plate of rice in front of them and took the contents of a sandwich, like anything, pulled pork, ham, the Cuban, the contents of a Cuban, the contents of, oh, you name it. Down in Louisiana, you take a po' boy, shrimp or whatever you put, in between a sub, a roll sliced in half. Take the contents of that and put it in front of a plate of freshly steamed rice, and then whether you're using your hands or a spoon as the main utensil and the fork in the left hand, if you're right-handed, that is, and then take the contents, i.e. the shrimp or the beef or the whatever it is, the pork, and then scoop up those contents and put it on top of that steamed rice, and maybe put a sauce that goes with it, whether it's vinegar or soy sauce or chili or sugar based combination of those three, or oyster sauce, and then spoon that on top of that bite, and then scoop up the rice and that meat and the vegetable onto the spoon, using the fork, the back of the fork, to help push that content on top of the spoon, and then put that spoonful into your mouth, is equivalent to that sandwich is an amazing thing. I had to learn that when I married my first wife, who from Bangkok, Thailand. And I was like blown away as to what she was doing and how she was eating that dish. I didn't even know how or why she was using a spoon in her right hand as her main utensil. Where we're set to use the fork as the main utensil, and you use spoon to eat soup. And that philosophy went totally out the door. I was 22, 21 actually. It was before I was married, so I was 22. That whole concept I was raised with went out the door, and I learned a completely different philosophy and a completely different way of eating. And for the last 40 years, I've been eating that way. Now, do I still eat sandwiches? Absolutely. We'll never forget that, But as far as rice is life, I learned what that meant to them. And it is. Rice is life for them, whereas sandwiches are life for us. And it was wild to learn this. And now to this very day, I use a spoon as my main utensil. Stabbing things with a fork, yes, I still do on occasion, but most of the time, when I'm here at home, the spoon is the main utensil, and you use the fork, the back of the fork, to help push the contents up onto the spoon. And or I use my hands to pinch rice. And I don't do that very often, but I have learned, that it is easier and quicker sometimes to just use my fingers. Where, see, we think of that as like a primitive thing, using your hands. But anyways, I just thought I would share that with. And we really don't know. We really don't know what that concept is unless you meet somebody or you watch somebody. Yeah, exactly. You use your spoon to help twirl spaghetti in a fork. We were taught that way, you know? And it's like, isn't that the way you're supposed to use a fork? And it's like, oh, no, 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 there's more. Meet a Southeast person from those countries that I mentioned and watch them. And, it's like, how do you pick up rice with a fork? Yes, you can do it, but it's much simpler to use a spoon. You can scoop up and balance a lot more on a spoon than you a rice with a spoon than you can with a fork. It just doesn't. So ever since then, I haven't gone back. Yeah, now we have a spork. Yeah. Yeah. What is that? Rice is nice, but bread is butter. Bread is butter. Is a no-no in Italian culture. Yeah. Ask more. He's lives in actually he's in Spain. He's in Galicia, Spain. And you'll be judged. So, how do you eat? What is the proper way to eat spaghetti, Chris? Only with a fork? And you just twirl it up on the fork? And then, or how do you, what is the proper way to eat spaghetti in Italy without being judged? You just twirl it with the fork? I gotcha. Yeah, you see, we use a fork to fluff the rice. I'm telling you, bro, we have no idea. The average American has, white American, has no idea how to eat rice. My mother, if we had rice at the table, we put butter on it or soy sauce. Tell me you don't do that. And you see, if you watch an Asian, if you did that in front of an Asian person, they're going to look at each other like, "Oh my gosh, what's he doing? what what's he doing?" Tell me, tell me your mother didn't do that or we didn't do that with rice. Either ate it with butter or you ate it with soy sauce. And that's unheard of. Well, the soy sauce, um, my wife's family. Oh, that's right. Your wife is from Korea, correct? Chris, you're the one that said, yeah. So yeah, you had to learn. You had to totally relearn a different culture. And the rice cooker, I got it right over there on the counter. I've been carrying 25 kilo bags of rice for 40 years, dude. That's true, Chris. Huh? That's the truth. We really didn't know. It's like it was totally foreign to me. I was married. My first kids are Thai, American Thai mix. My eldest boy and my daughter. Their mother's from Bangkok, Thailand. Your rice cooker's sleeping. uh, yeah, exactly. No more rice with butter. That's it. With rice with kimchi. Dude, love it. I love it. It's true. It's a totally different world. We were lost as far as how to eat rice. The only rice I knew was rice in a box, rice-a-roni, or not rice-a-roni, but minute rice. And then the Chungking box, dinner in a box, the Asian dinner in a box, came with chop suey and the crinkle Chinese noodles. I mean, the Chinese. What were those crispy things that you put on top of the? Oh my gosh! Yeah, the San Francisco treat. Exactly. Rice roni, the San Francisco treat. Now we're revealing our. Now we're revealing our age. Okay, who's the eldest here? Am I? I was born in 62. I'll be 62 this August 19th, by the way. I'm older than Chris, I think, and I'm older than Jason, and I'm older than the other guy revealed his age, 43. Was that you, Chris? You're the 43-year-old? Yeah, exactly. We're always eating. Dude, no, the rice we ate wasn't even real rice, I don't think. That's right. 41, August 9th. Ah, well, happy birthday. Just the other day. Well, I'm August 19th. San Francisco treat is fentanyl and sidewalk poo. Age aside, sandwiches are so awesome. Jason, still talking about sandwiches. I love it. It's like the what am I thinking? Of the psychiatric wait. Oh, it's like I'm thinking of Rain Man. That's what Jason you're kind of reminding me of. The Rain Man just keeps talking. If you get him started on a subject, he'll tell you everything you want to know about. Hoorah, another birthday. Oh, in the Filipino culture, Chris, they like to say happy advanced birthday instead of happy early birthday. Yeah, is just to let you know, Chris, I got into this live stream and YouTube thing. Gosh, it's been going on 4 years ago through my wife. Her family member said something about, yeah, tell Gary, that's my name, tell your husband to um, post his uh, link on live streams to grow his YouTube channel. And I'm like, what? What? What are you saying? What am I supposed to do? I don't understand what you're saying. And she really didn't know either, but she's relaying what she's hearing from a family member over in the Philippines who had a YouTube channel and also live streamed. And I'm thinking, I don't understand what you're trying to say. So I eventually spoke with this person on FaceTime or uh, Messenger, and he explained to me this live streaming that I'm doing right now and how you can use live stream to help grow your YouTube channel to get subscribers. And if you didn't already know, if I make you a moderator, you can post and you can click on people's links. You can drop your link and others that are moderators can click on those links. And then you go to each other's channels and you subscribe to them. And then you go back in the chat room and you keep doing that. And you can spend hours just dropping your link in live streams. And everybody in the live stream, such as OG and Blastoff, hey Blastoff, Trump, of course, and all the other people in the chat room can click on each other's links if they're moderators. And then that's what the live streams are used for in the Filipino circles, is to help grow small YouTubers so they can get their subscriber base built up. And they're trying to get monetized. So to get monetized, you need minimum 1,000 subscribers. And then you need to have watch hours, meaning people watching your content. Well, if you live stream as well as produce videos, like right now with all you guys in the chat room, you are watching my live stream. So it's equivalent to you watching one of my videos. So the time that you're spending in my room counts towards my watch hours. So YouTube requires you to have 4,000 watch hours per year in order to maintain your monetization status. Also, you need 4,000 watch hours to become monetized. So 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. They've actually decreased that to 3,000, but you don't have as many perks yet. But when you get 4,000 watch hours, then you get full gamut of perks, including having a monetization icon next to the chat room box. And when I'm not monetized yet, but when I become monetized, you'll see the dollar sign pop up, and then you're able to click on it and you're able to donate. That's how people donate to live streamers. And you can donate to their videos. Anyways, so that's how I got started in this live streaming and why I'm doing it today. So, yeah, perks, as in Percocet. Is that? Oh, whoa! Did you see my light? Oh, I see why. My plug is half plugged in. Sorry. And I'm going to lose my controller if I don't plug it in. Remember, those who know about this Xbox controller, by the way, that's how I'm live streaming. I'm using my Xbox to view um, blah, 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 um, um, yeah, I'm using my TV as my monitor, and I'm uh, accessing the internet on the smart TV, and I'm using StreamYard as my live stream platform. And my toggles are, my mouse controller. Yeah, I read between the lines there when you posted perks. Run to the light, Carol Ann. Xbox is what I call my first wife. Oh my gosh, OG. Badoom, psh. Well, glad you found me, Chris. Hey, and I have to throw this plug in, but be sure to subscribe so that when I live stream again, you'll get a notification, a little red symbol that. And when you click on your notification bell, it'll say Doc MacKay is live, or Doc MacKay has a new video, or whatever. Chris, you're still there, brother. Well, you're not saying much, so I don't even know you're in the background, as they say. You see, when I click on somebody's comment, it it posts it above me. You see it up there? And if I click it again, it'll drop it back. There it is, and then there it goes. So that's how that happens. Oh, you already did. All right. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, and for the rest of you guys, if you haven't, hit the thumbs up. That helps. What it does, I'm learning, even after over 3 years, when you not only subscribe, but you do a thumbs up or you leave a comment, or you do all of the above, or you watch a person's video, it pushes that person's content and basically makes it more visible. And it starts appearing on more people's recommendations. So it shows that the channel is getting more popular. So it starts diversifying itself more. And that's how it helps people's channels. And that's why, is this a sandwich channel, Jason? Still, he's making me laugh at least. That's good. Hoorah. Hey, Chris. Yeah, I was going to say, and I got to throw this in because a lot of people don't know, but under my description, my channel description, you'll not only see the channel, what the channel's about or supposed to be about, but it will also have like 3 links in there. I believe it's PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, and Patreon. And even though I'm not monetized, you can donate to um, those platforms, through those platforms as well. It's up to you, whether you want to or not. and I've learned this through time. When I become monetized, YouTube takes 30% of your donation because they're a business, so they got to make money somehow. The user, the monetized person gets 70%. YouTube takes 30. The person gets 70. Patreon takes a percentage. I think it's not as bad. I forget what the percentage is there. Buy Me a Coffee, I believe, is 60/40. They get 60 and the user, I'm sorry, they get 40 and the user gets 60. PayPal is, yes, it is, Jordan. It's in my description. If you're using a phone, you may not see it. If you're using a laptop, no, that's the email address. Not the description of this live, in the description of this channel, Jordan. Pizzo ferrato. Pizzo ferrato. Jason, yeah. The reason why I keep showing up in your recommendations, it's something to do with the subject matter. If you follow like any Christian-based channels, I find that a lot of people who are believers, in the Word of God, show up in my channel. They have that common denominator. It could be anything, that I said, or Trump, or um, emergency medicine, or medicine in particular. Oh, you follow sandwich channels? uh, there you go, Jordan. That could be how my channel popped up, because a lot of my shorts I've been pulling from my live streams about conversations that I'm having regarding the Word of God. And so those have been the most popular lately. I've been getting thousands of views from those shorts. Yeah, so you see how that works. Just like you'll be if you've got one of these, I'm gonna say her name and she'll light up, but AELXA. I have one of those over on the table. You'll be talking about something. The next day, she'll be advertising what you were talking about. It's pretty scary. Yeah, exactly, Jordan. It's like you think she's only listening. Gosh, my eyes are getting goo on my contacts and I'm starting to see blurry. Um, you think she's only listening when when she lights up, but apparently she's listening right now. Hey, speaking of beliefs, OG, something I've learned. Um, uh, the word belief, the reason why you may say beliefs can be altered is because the way people define belief, the word believe, is what they should be saying is I think or I suppose. But the true definition of belief is supported by evidence, like firm evidence, where you can, after getting, enough information, you can then say, oh, okay, I believe that. So if you truly believe, it's it it's more than likely can't be altered. Does that make sense? See, it's like you can believe you don't trust suppositions and or um, thoughts, think or suppose. I think or I suppose. Do the timeouts stack? Wait. What? I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of probably a conversation here. But it's interesting. I did a study on the word believe, and it's to understand. Even the word under. If you want a good study, more even, he's well spoken. Is if you want a good study, is study the word understand. Compound word understand, and it'll take you back to Christ on the cross. And I'm like, whoa, it totally makes sense. Here, I gotta mention this. This is profound, and it's almost like emotional to me. When I was studying it, I was like, oh my God, my God, my God, what have you done with that word? To truly understand, you're literally under lower position than one that stands above you. If you look at that depiction, that picture of being in a lower subservient position to the one that's standing, speaking to you, that it's like I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking of it. That is the true definition of understand. It's like the word knowledge. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. It's the only way you can know something. You can truly know something is if you fear God. It's like I can hear a pin drop. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it was just awe inspiring. No, true beliefs can't be. OG. Disagree. Yeah, true beliefs are not deceptive. They're true. I am the way. Now I don't think of me. I'm speaking somebody else's quote. I am the way, the truth, and the life. That's either 100% true or 100% a lie to be able to say that. And one person did say it. I am the truth. I am. Those two words are even more profound. There you go. No, but if you know he is, you believe. Do the study sometime. It's awesome, OG. I know the your foundation and praise God. But to believe, to truly believe, that's then you understand. That's it, Jordan. That's it. It's amazing. I mean, it's emotional almost to me. It's like I mentioned earlier about, I don't know if you were here, Jordan. I was talking about the definition of words and how they change into something that isn't necessarily the original definition. that was intended for that word. And it's like I learned the definition of the word understand and the word believe. And it goes back to Christ. It goes back to God. It goes back to I am. It's truth, man. It's so beautiful. Oh gee, I remember you've got an incredible background and um, rapport with me about the Word of God. That's it. That's it. Think about that. That implication of the word believe, dude. Look at if listen. If I can recommend something for you guys, I learned this over the last 17 years, and it's Christ centered. It's Greek. It's got all the. It's it's the real deal. Is use if you want a biblically founded dictionary, go with Noah Webster's dictionary. He produced his first in 1828 and his second in 18, don't quote me on this, what is 48 or 53, 18, whatever, before he died. He produced a second edition. But I use the 1828 and it's recommended in this program that I've been involved in for the last over 17 years. The Noah Webster's 1828. Use the online version, the free version. Just type in 1828 Noah Webster's and use that to do your studies to dissect and define words if you're English speaking. And it's the most Christian or biblically based dictionary ever written. It references scripture to define, in its definition. And do a study on the word understand. Sorry for blowing your eardrums out there. Wow. Yeah, it was OG. I remember now. Yeah. You seem to have done the same with like definitions of words and their origin. What'd you say, Jason? JC was a sandwich? What? Yeah, it's the truth. There's only one truth. I keep saying that to people to people that don't know. But I know now that there's only one way you and I got here. Although other, people in the world, have all kinds of ways that we got here. But in reality, as um sorry, as why am I lost with who keeps saying that? The one that's talking about sandwiches. Well, Jason, thank you. As Jason said, um, all all ways aside, there's only one way we got here, and that way is the truth. There can't be more than one way that everything got here. So there can't be more than one God. There can't be more than one way. There can't be more than one truth. There can't be more than one life. It's there's only one. And I've found an overwhelmingly convincing model that describes the way, the truth, and the life. Overwhelming, convincing. It all makes sense. And that's that's the bottom line. There's yeah, there's no other way. Wait, Jason, I'm trying to what are you saying? JC was a sandwich. He came out 3 days later. You mean the sandwich? Oh my gosh. Badoom. Psh. You know what? My wife is awake. I wonder if she's going to work. You know what? If she is, I'm going to take her to work. And she leaves at 6:30 and it's 6:10 now. You know what, guys? Actually, that's going to be like my alarm clock. I hear the shower going in the background. I am going to end this, and this was awesome. We had a great turnout. Exceptional. No, she hates being on camera and she'll get mad at me, Presley. Maybe in the near future or something. Um, so yeah, we'll just leave it at that. And yeah, thanks, OG, for coming in. Better late than never. This isn't my normal time, guys. I'm actually going to be on today, hopefully. Yeah, at 10 p.m. This is Wednesday, right? Yeah, I think so. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US. So whatever that equates to, wherever you are. Oh my gosh, you got the same time for me, Jordan. I'm in Jersey. Oh my gosh. You're still convinced it's the Sandwich Channel. Thank you, Jason, so much, seriously, for brightening up and keeping that sandwich topic. That was awesome. And you made me laugh and talk about incredible uh made me hungry more than once. You're in Ohio. Awesome. It's normal. It's his normal time to listen to him. No, Presley, really. I've been telling people now. I'm coming on at 10 p.m. and I go until whenever I end, but I'm trying to make it no more than 4 hours. So 2 a.m. is my max. All right. So I'm going to say it again 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. or somewhere thereabouts. But 10 p. I'll be on at 10 p.m. tonight, and hopefully I won't go past 2. Oh, you got to go to work. How do you do this, Chris? My gosh, you've been up BS, but okay. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. I know. My wife's going to give me the look. I got to get out of here before she gets out of the shower. And I got to clean up this little, whatever you, half whatever studio I call it. I got a lamp. Check it out. I got the lamp next to me. Look, wait, you can't see it. Oh, it's because the light. Look, I got the lamp next to me. That's my artificial lamp that I'm using to light my face. You see the light? See my shadow? Woo. Yeah, I got the art. It's because I got my hat on, and the hat casts a shadow over my head, like half down to my eyes. So I use this little. I don't have one of those circle lights. I do, but I don't. I don't have one anymore. I had one before, but yeah, I'm gonna pretend to work like Kamala. Yeah, I got my second cup. This is my third cup. I haven't hit on it in a while. But I got to get out of here, guys. She's going to be coming out soon. But I would love to see you tonight or, yeah. let's see how long that lasts. Later, Jason, Presley. Here, wait. Chris, Jason, Presley, Jordan. Thanks for finding me, brother. And who else? Chris, OG, Presley. The rest of you guys, if you're still there, there's one. Yeah, there's one guy in the Philippines. Actually, there's a couple people in the Philippines that are in the background, I think. And oh, more. Are you still there? Did you fall asleep? Wait, it's not in Italy. I mean, Spain. It's in the morning still, or let's see, 7 hours. It'll be 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think, in Italy, or noon in Italy. I mean, I keep calling you Italy, Spain. TYD and TYD. Yeah, we can take care of TYD. He didn't seem to like this channel. There we go. We get rid of him. And the rest of you guys. Jason, there you are. Jason, and the rest of you. Yeah. Later, guys and gals. If there is a gal out there, I don't know if there is. There is actually the Filipino gal that likes to hang out in the background. But yeah, look for me between 10 and 2. Later, Gator, as you were. It'll take me a while to end all this.